shout out and a thank you to my sponsor, P2 Collectibles, located at 204 East McGalliard Road in Muncie and on eBay as well. So next time you're here in Muncie, let us know. Come give us a visit. Hey, what is up, y'all? It's Alex from Plus3TCG here, and we are looking at Magicians today. This deck profile is kind of a meta one, but it is still a fun deck to play, and for the most part, it's not too expensive unless you're talking the hand traps. Of course, in a hand trap format, it's going to be expensive, especially with those amazing utility cards. But as far as expensive decks go, this is not one of them. So without further ado, let's hop right into the deck profile. We're playing 3 Joker, just because this card is great. It nets you a lot of advantage. Same thing with Pendulum Sorcerer, but we're only playing 1. This card is less necessary. You're just trying to like pop your Iris and gain some more advantage by adding another Joker, setting you up for next turn, and then you pop your double Iris, and then you gain your search. Likely searching the trap. And then Wisdom Eye Magician, it's at 3 again, amazing card. 2 Oath Dragon, this card, you can play this at 1 if you would like, but because I played Desires, this is a great extender, and it can add you back your Harmonizing, it can add you back your Wisdom Eye from your extra deck to then net you more advantage. This deck just has a lot of advantage that it can net you, and it's very consistent. And this card, probably one of the most important in the deck, Double Iris Magician, because you are searching out your spell or your trap, Pendulum Graph. And then a cool thing is that you can search this off of Duelist Alliance because it is treated as a Pendulum Dragon, so you can search that, which is pretty cool. Harmonizing, another one of the most important cards in the deck, because when you special summon this from hand, or when you pendulum summon this from hand, you get to search from, or special from deck, but then it's banished. But you're usually throwing that under an XZ, so it's not getting banished. Black Fang Magician, this card just recycles your stuff from the grave. Purple Poison, its pendulum effect is just as relevant as its monster effect. The damage step, you gain 1200 when your Dark Spellcasters does, and then when this card leaves the field, or if it's when this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a face-up card in the field and destroy it. Card's nuts. And then 1 White Wing Magician for the times that we have that we can go into double Omega. Doesn't happen a ton, but it does come up. And then 1 Astrograph. This card is underwhelming. It's not performing as well as it was at one point in time, but it still does do its thing. Hand traps. Ash, because Ash. Ogre stops a lot of relevant matchups. So does Ash. And then Maxi, only 5 hand traps. Y'all know I love this lineup. Spells. 3 Desires. You're playing so many 3-ofs in the deck, and because you can recycle your resources so well, minus from the banish zone, you're not too worried about banishing any of the extra fluff. 3 Duelist Alliance, 1 Secret Rare, make fun of me if you want, I don't give a shit. And this card is another one of the greatest cards in the deck. There's just so many good cards in the deck. This just nets you a lot of advantage. Same thing with Pendulum Call, but it can be bricky. Because you have to get rid of a card, and if they ash it, it's a wrap. Wavering Eyes, really good advantage gainer. Now that it's back to 3, we can abuse this very much so, especially with our pendulum effects, because we get, or our monster effects, because all of them have such great monster effects. And 2-star Pendulum Graph, you just need to see it. Well, you don't need to see it at 3, obviously, because it can get really bricky, but you just need to see this in unison with the trap, because then that just really puts you forward. Speaking of the trap, we are playing 2 of those. This card is unfair. It is so insane, because the fact that it can get over Sleeper, and it can just send the Sleeper instead, well, by that time, they probably already popped it with Sleeper, but the fact that this can get over pretty much anything that it needs, it's just insane, and it's searchable. Gotta love it. On to the extra deck. 1 Time Star Magician. You're not making this as much as you used to because it's just not a good card to end on. usually ending on Tornado Dragon or Baguska. But Tornado Dragon is good because if you have a double iris and no way to get to the trap, you can just make this, pop the double iris and scale, and then get you your trap. Baguska is just generic, really good floodgate. Same thing with the Abyss Dweller. The Utopia package, don't feel safe without it. But then there is also this Supreme King Dragon, Dark Rebellion, very good card. Not coming up as often though. Neither is the Double Omega, but it is nice to have. The extra deck space isn't very tight because you're not going into every single card, every single game, so you have a little bit of wiggle room, and that is why I play Enlightenment Paladin. This card can gain you some cool advantage if you don't have any of the spells that you need, any of your power spells, and you already use them in the grave, and you're not hard drawing them, and for some reason you can make this effectively, you can do that. But for the most part, I don't make this. I have made it a few times, but it doesn't come up often. Ignister though, make that card all the time. All the time. This gets over Sleeper. You can just bait out the Sleeper and then use the Ignister to send the Sleeper, which is also very good. And then we have our Raigeki in the form of Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. Great, great, great card. And then this bad boy right here, Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom. This can pretty much copy anything that you have on the field or in the grave. It's usually copying Ignister, or it is copying the Supreme King Dragon. Well, I guess not so much that because it has to be Synchro Summon. But the fact that you can copy Ignister's effect is really, really good. And then our Link monsters, playing one Akashic Magician. The fact that it doesn't target and you can send anything is really good. And then Decode Talker for the stuff that does target. And you can negate that. But that is the deck profile. For the most part, it's pretty standard. I guess you could say the Akashic is not very standard. Akashic, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure it's Akashic or Akashic, but that really is irrelevant. And the Enlightenment Paladin, those are the two not so standard cards, I guess, but Akashic is like borderline, could be standard. Deck's very, very consistent. Let's put that out there from the jump. And that is one of the main reasons that I love this deck so much. Let me know what y'all think about the deck in the comment section below. And this is Alex from Plus3 TCG signing out.